Are you ready to channel your inner child and play with your food? In this video, I'll show you how to create delicious and authentic hand-pulled noodles from scratch. From stretching and tearing the dough to bouncing the noodles off the countertop, you'll have a blast while creating this mouth-watering dish. Hey there, my name is Kim, founder and designer of Cooking Gifts & Co. When you open the kit, you'll find our signature instruction packet along with red chili flakes, Szechuan pepper, a dough scraper, hot oil ladle, and a mesh noodle strainer. In addition, you'll also need these kitchen staples: a large stock pot, mixing bowl, rolling pin, and a large Tupperware or plastic wrap in a plate. The fundamentals of these intricate noodles include three things. 1, a stretchy, relaxed dough. 2, a quick flash boil. And 3, sizzling aromatics. As a fellow home cook, I know just how important it is to choose your own adventure. Our kits are designed so that you can choose the recipe card that inspires you and use it with our step-by-step instructions. So if you haven't already, grab a recipe card, which doubles as your shopping list, and let's get started. Today, I'm going to use our Szechuan and chili recipe as the example, but follow preparation instructions for whichever recipe card you chose. First, grab a large bowl and combine flour and salt. Now slowly add water to the mixture, about 1/8 of a cup at a time, mixing with a fork until the water is absorbed between each addition. Press the scraggly-like dough together into a ball. If there's some dry flour in the bowl, add about 1 teaspoon of water and mix it thoroughly before adding more. Knead the dough in the bowl until you have a rough ball. Place the ball into an airtight container or a clean bowl that's covered with plastic wrap. Allow the dough to rest for about 15 minutes. After the dough has rested, knead it on a clean surface for a few minutes. Don't worry if it's tough at first, just keep working at it. And remember, if the dough becomes too tough, let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes before trying to knead again. Repeat this process of kneading and resting once more to create a smooth dough ball. Divide your rested dough ball into 8 equal pieces with your dough scraper. Then roll each piece by hand into a log, putting a little more pressure on the fatter end. That way, each log is a little more equal in size. Flatten each piece into a rectangular shape using a rolling pin, and don't worry about making it perfect. Next, grab an airtight container and coat the bottom with a generous amount of oil. Place each flattened piece into the oil, flipping to ensure that every inch is coated. This will ensure that it won't dry out. You can also pour oil into a plate and cover it with plastic wrap, just to make sure that it's airtight. Cover and let the dough rest at room temperature for at least an hour. But if you want to make the dough in advance, you can let it rest overnight in the refrigerator for up to 24 hours. Just make sure to pull it out to room temperature before stretching. If you refrigerated your dough overnight, take it out now and let it come to room temperature. Next, we need to get our pot ready for cooking the noodles. Place the strainer basket on the rim of a large stock pot and fill it up with water, making sure the basket is completely submerged. Add a pinch of salt to the water and turn the heat up to high. While we wait for the water to come to a boil, let's prepare our toppings. Grab your favorite recipe card and get all your ingredients and spices measured and within reach. That way, when the noodles are ready, we can just add the toppings. Now for the most exciting part of the process, it's time to pull, stretch, and rip your noodles. Working with one piece at a time, use the dough scraper to make a vertical indent in the center of the dough piece. Hold on to the ends of the rectangle with your thumbs and forefingers and gently stretch it into a ribbon that's roughly the width of your shoulders. As you reach this width, start slapping the noodle against the countertop while continuing to stretch it out around 4 feet long, or about your arm's length. Pick up the noodle in the middle and rip it into 2 pieces down the center crease. Keep going until you've stretched all 8 dough pieces into noodles, carefully setting them aside to not touch each other. Then, one by one, lower the noodles into the strainer basket and boil for 45 seconds, stirring occasionally to prevent sticking. Once cooked, immediately drain the noodles and transfer to a serving bowl. Repeat for the remaining noodles. Start by heating up the pour-over oil in a small saucepan over high heat. If your noodles have cooled, don't worry, you can quickly give them a refresh by dunking them in boiling water for 15 seconds. Now, let's get ready to add those delicious toppings. Divide all the prepared toppings from the recipe card and pile them up on top of the noodles. When the oil starts to smoke, turn off the heat and pour 1 ladleful of hot oil over the pile of toppings. The heat will bloom the flavors of the aromatics. Give it a good stir to make sure the noodles are coated evenly and serve right away. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. Just drop them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Also, I would really like to see how your noodles turned out. So if you have a few minutes, it would mean the world to me if you would share your experience with the link below. And as a special thank you, the first 100 reviewers will receive a special gift from me. Be sure to check out the details in the description.